Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cristin if you are new, and today I thought it would be fun to do another get ready with me. Hopefully this one turns out better than my last one. It had been a while since I had done any kind of makeup videos with my last get ready with me, and when I edited, I can't talk. When I edited it, it was a little cringy, but I still wanted to post it because I really liked that look. So in today's look, it's going to be a little more of a bridal look. Recently, I was the matron of honor for my best friend's wedding, and this makeup held up through like 90-degree weathers with an outside wedding, plus there was a reception afterwards. There was outside pictures, like 2 different sessions of outside pictures, getting my friend into her wedding dress and corseting her back, and like there's a lot of work, and cleaning out the hotel room. So like makeup was on, bridal dress was on, had to haul all my crap out of the hotel room. So this makeup held up for that. So I thought you guys might like to see it in case you have like prom or formal coming up here soon, or if you have a wedding your own self, maybe you'll want to check out what I'm going to show you. So I thought we could just do it like get ready style with me, have a little bit of fun, a little bit of chit chat. So to start things off, I'm going to go ahead and prime with my Put a Lid on It primer from The Balm. And so just a little bit of that right on the eyelids. Hopefully you guys can see me this time, because last time I was too busy staring at the mirror. So yeah, I just got done feeding my son breakfast. He would not eat his scrambled eggs for nothing, and I'm not really sure why. Normally he loves scrambled eggs, and this morning he's just not interested. So all he really ate was a banana and some apple juice. I'm going to turn you guys just a little bit. I don't have you exactly where I want you, because if you've been following me on Instagram, my washing machine went out, and so I've got a pile of laundry sitting in the bottom of my closet because it's been like 2 weeks. I was able to do a load at my parents and a load at my in-laws, but like that was just to get us by. We've got laundry piling up, and so it's a little hard to adjust the camera to exactly where I want it. So hopefully this works out. So yeah, he like wouldn't eat breakfast this morning. He like ate a banana and had apple juice, and that's all he wanted. So I don't know, he's gonna get hungry by lunchtime, that is for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and reach for the Perfect Peach palette, and in this palette we're gonna be starting off with Peaches and Cream, this little color right here at the bottom, and we're just gonna pack that all over the eyelid using a nice big fluffy brush. And this is just to set our primer. So you guys, this morning at like 5 a.m. the cops were pounding on my door, and at first like we didn't know who it was. Like it was so dark you couldn't tell. Like we don't keep a porch light on at night. So I'm like, what's the point? Maybe you guys can see me better if I use the mirror here. Can you see me better? I hope so. So anyways, my husband gets up and he's looking out the door, like trying to be secretive because he doesn't want whoever is out there to know like we're awake. And like he looks out there and he's like, it's just some random dude, like I don't know who it is. And so I'm like, okay, well just don't answer it, because it sounds like something where like 5 in the morning some random person's knocking on your door and you open it and like they try to break in or something. So I was like, don't open it, just leave it closed. So he went back to the back of the house to make sure nobody was like trying to come in the back side of the house, and I heard them pounding again. So I got up and secretly like looked out the window, and I saw the man, and I was like, oh, so weird, some old dude just like standing on our porch. This is weird. And then I see another man come around and start walking up our front steps, and I was like, what the hell, there's 2 of them. And then like a light caught the badge and like the radio thing they have on their shoulder, and I yelled at my husband. I was like, it's the cops. So we opened the door. Let me find some brushes here. Yeah, so we opened the door and they're like, sorry to wake you up, but like, does Nolan, oh, I forget what his name is, I think I put it on Instagram, does Nolan something or other live here? And we were like, no. And they're like, oh, well, he gave this as his place of address. He was like, da-da-da-da-da, like reading off my address, and then he's like, yeah, and he told us there's a 2-car garage in the back, which there is, it's ours. And we were like, no, sorry, like, I have no idea who you're looking for. So yeah, some random dude, which we looked him up on Facebook, and he, my husband found that he was arrested recently and had like a mugshot and stuff. So he found those like court, I feel like the covering off my mirror here. I didn't realize that was there. Yeah, so my husband found his mugshot, and I found him on Facebook. He's some young guy. He's probably like 18 or 19, 20 at best. My guess is that he didn't show up for court and now they're looking for him. That's my assumption. What did I use the other day? Oh my goodness. It's been a minute. It's been a couple of weeks. I believe I went in here with puree and packed that all over. And I used one brush for this entire look. So take puree and we're going to pack that all over the lid and bring it up into the crease. So yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. I asked my neighbor this morning if she knew who he was because she has a young son. He's a young man, about the same age as this guy. And she goes, no, I don't recognize that name. But this kid, it kind of freaks me out because like, clearly he knows my address and he like didn't just make it up because he was able to describe my garage and knew it was 2 cars. So I don't know, a little weird, a little freaked out. But I looked him up on Facebook and like didn't get a ton of information off his profile, but like I found his mom's profile and I'm pretty sure I know where she works. And part of me is tempted to go talk to her and be like, look, your kid gave out my address to the police. Like the police are looking for your son. You can get your shit together. Like, you know, so I don't know. Anyway, we're going to come back in here with peaches and cream and we're going to dust it right along the edges here to make everything blend out really smoothly. Make sure it all looks really good. So like when I wore this for my friend's wedding, I didn't have any issues with the makeup running. I didn't have any issues with the foundation that I'm going to show you guys. Like I feel like this look held up really, really well for the wedding. It was really pretty, really light and subtle and simple. But I would definitely recommend it. So coming in here with Charmed, I'm sure it says darker brown shade right here. We're going to take a touch of it. My nose is itchy. We're going to take a touch of it and we're going to pop it here right in the outer corners. Just a little light smidge to kind of give this a smoky look. Dragging it at an angle to help like elongate the eyes a little bit. And we're just going to feather it in so that it's it's really light, really subtle, but it gives a nice little smoky effect to the eye. And then back in with our blending brush just to smooth everything out here along the edges because we just want everything to go really nice and smooth, nothing too harsh or too drastic. And there we go. That is our eyes. Like, really quick, really easy. We'll put a few more finishing touches there, but we'll go ahead and move on to the rest of the face and get that completed. So I'm using the Milani Prime Shields, and we're just going to pop this all over the face. I'm always very liberal with my primers, and this one is definitely a silicone base. And I like it because it is really good for pore minimizing. Excuse me while I wipe the eye goo. I know you guys just seen that. As I mentioned, had an early morning. Been up since 5. I like to sleep, okay? Like, I don't need that much time in my day. That might sound borderline depressing. It shouldn't. It's just, I really enjoy sleeping. I like to sleep. Your girl's in bed by like 10, and I don't get up till like 8:30 the next morning. So, like, 5 a.m. is too much time in my day. So yeah, we're here and we're doing a video. I think it's like 8 in the morning. I'm not good at napping or going back to sleep, so when I'm up, I'm up. So the foundation we're going to be using is CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion. It's an oil-free foundation. I have it in the shade 110, and I'll let you know right now that my skin is dry to normal, I guess. So if you have like super oily skin, I can't tell you how this is going to work for you. I tend to get a little oily in my T-zone, so I just made sure I powdered well. But other than that, like the rest, and I go light with my foundation in like my nose area and my forehead. I just take it light because I know I'm going to have it break up, and that's for any foundation. So I take things light on my nose and on my forehead. Plus, I don't need like a ton of coverage in those areas anyways. But yeah, I just want to let you know, like if you have oilier skin, like I don't know how this is going to do for you. I can't tell you because I don't have that type of skin. But if you have drier skin to normal skin, or maybe a little bit of combo where like you're like me, you get a little oilier in your T-zone, but otherwise you're pretty dry, I think you'll really like this foundation. And it's drugstore. Like, I'm not exactly sure how much it costs because a friend gave it to me, but I'm guessing it's under $10 would be my assumption. Just a little strip down the nose. And I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and we're just going to pat this out all over the face. So after my foundation is on, I'm going to go in with the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. And we're just going to do the big old triangles right under my eyes here. And then using my beauty blender. Not actually a beauty blender, it's a makeup sponge. Whatever. Tomato, tomato. We are just going to work this all into the skin. Okay, now it's time to set my concealer. So I'm going to come in with my NYX Highlighting and Contour Palette. And I'm going to take the yellow shade down here. I'm going to use that to set my under eyes. And using the same powder, I'm going to powder my nose as well, just so it brings a nice little highlight and brightening to that area. I do have a scab right here on my nose. I don't know. I woke up in the middle of the night with a cut. I don't know what happened. So that might be picking up on camera. I know it's definitely showing up here in my mirror. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. It's just there. So I should have done this set before setting my concealer, but I did also use a cream contour that day, and this is the double-sided cream contour from Maybelline. It's the Master Contour. So it's got a contour on one side, and then it's got like a highlight on the other. I haven't used the highlight side yet. I've only used the contour part, but I think it does a really good job. So just a little smudge right here. And it's good to use a cream contour if you're going to have like a big day, like a bridal shower, not bridal shower, like a wedding or something like that, where you really want your makeup to hold up all day. So using like 2 different forms of contour and such isn't a horrible idea. Layering this on top of powder might be, we'll see how this plays out. But I'm just doing all the normal places where you would typically put contour. I like to put a little bit under the bottom lip because it makes my lip look a little bit fuller. But yeah, just hit it in all the normal spots. So this right here is a dupe for one of the Real Artiste brushes, I believe is what they are called. I got mine at Walmart for like 10 bucks, like a whole set. But I really like this for working out my cream contour. So I'm going to bring it back towards the hairline here. And we're just going to buff it into the skin. So when it comes to buffing out the contour back here, I like to kind of bring it down and back. I don't like to bring it up too high. This is supposed to give like a shadow to your cheek, almost like your cheekbones are almost a little more hollow, to give you more of a defined line, and sometimes even kind of thins out your face a little bit. So you don't want to go too heavy with this, but you definitely want to bring it downward to give you the look of having a more hollowed out cheek space. So once we've finished with our contour, you're going to take whatever kind of powder you like to set your face. I am currently using the Australia's Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder. My friend Bettina sent me this, so thank you, Bettina. I've really been enjoying it. But this is what I'm going to use today. Use whatever you have on hand. It's not really going to make a big difference in my opinion, but you're going to use this just to set your face to make sure everything stays in place. So once everything is locked in place, I'm going to come in with my Hoola bronzer, and I'm just going to warm up the skin a little bit more. So we've already got our contour down, and that was a cream contour. So this is going to bring that back to life and make it more visible while also warming up the skin a little bit more. So we're going to put this bronzer in all the places that we put our contour. But it's okay to be a little more sloppy with it. You don't have to be as precise. And so when it comes to also using the powder bronzer, I also like to run this just along the jawline to try and mask my double chin a little bit. Kind of give a little more definition to my jawline. You can do this with cream contour, but personally, I've never been very good at getting it to blend out, and I tend to look like I have a 5 o'clock shadow. But when it comes to the powder, it seems to work pretty well. So the blush I used on the day of the wedding was from Sonia Kashuk, and it's in the color Flamingo. It's a really pretty baby pink color. You can use whatever color blush you want. I'm not sure that it really matters all that much, but this is what I went with. So we're just going to buff it into the skin using a brush. We're going to put it on the apples of the cheeks and drag it backwards. Again, this is going to help like elongate the face, if that's the correct word. Maybe not, but just bring everything back. When you tend to put blush more forward on the face, like towards the apples of the cheeks, it tends to make everything look a little more rounder, and I don't want to say more youthful, but kind of. This will kind of give you an older look sometimes, but it's going to bring everything back and make you look a little bit thinner in the face. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. This blush in particular, you can kind of go ham on it. It is not the most pigmented blush. Like, you need quite a bit, so just take your time and work at it, but I think it's a really pretty, light, natural flush to the skin without being overly dramatic. So before I put my highlighter on, I like to go in with my fluffy brush and just go over everything in circular motions to make sure everything on my face is well blended. I don't like to do this after highlight because I don't want to spread highlighter all over my face, but it's okay if the bronzer and the blush all kind of mix in with my face powder. That's fine. These are all more like natural colors you're gonna find on the face, so it's okay if they kind of mix together and play. That's a good thing. You definitely, just like you have to blend a lot on your eyes, you gotta blend a lot on your face too. So I like to come in here, give everything a really good blend, make sure everything's melting well and playing well together, and then we'll put on some highlight. After I've blended everything together, I like to come in with my NYX Duochromatic highlight. This is in the color Snow Rose, and it's broken. I'm so sad. I just picked it up and realized it busted. I'm going to have to fix that. If you guys don't know how to repress broken makeup, I will leave a video down below, a link to a video down below that'll show you how to do that. It's not hard at all. So it helps save your broken makeup. But yeah, I just like to take this in like a C shape from above the brow down to the very tops of my cheekbones, just to give a nice highlight. And you can use whatever highlighter you want. This is just the one I've been using lately. And then I like to let my little mole here show. Okay, like it's a part of my face, it's part of me. So I lick my finger and I just gently wipe away any makeup that ends up on top of my mole. That way it stays nice and brown and visible. And so whatever highlight I have left here, I like to do a little bit right on the tip of my nose, just a little smidge. Totally an optional step. So at this point, I'm going to take whatever is left over on my original brush. This is the brush that we used to do both colors here on the shade. And we're just going to dust it right under here. So whatever's left there can, you know, be applied to give a little something to the under eyes. And this is going to be a mixture of both of those colors, but it's completely fine. I don't mind at all. And I just like to kind of sweep it upward, a little flick here, just to help it blend into the rest of the eyeshadow. Do you guys hear my son? He's playing with one of his cars out there. Okay, so eyes are pretty much done as far as eyeshadow is concerned. So we're going to come in now with our brow pencil. The one that I've been using lately is from Sugar, and it's the Arch Arrival Brow Definer. I got it in an Ipsy bag. So I just like to take this and brush my brows upward first, and then brush them back into place. And then we're going to go in with the brow pencil part. We're just going to make little flicks in our brows to fill them in and give them a little bit of a darker look. You don't want to do anything too harsh with them. You want them to look as natural as possible. One nice thing I found about using a brow pencil is that if you want to get a little more aggressive with it, you can, at least with this one. It has a bit of a drier formula. So if I want to go backwards through my brows, I can do that. So if I start off normal here, and then I've got some spots in here that are naturally a little bit thinner, and say I feel like it's not quite depositing enough color the way that I want it to, I can come in here backwards, real aggressive, you see, and it'll flick my brows up, but it'll help me get the pencil down to my skin, which is really where you're wanting this product to get applied. So you can even do that all the way through the brow if you want to. But just be careful you're keeping with the right shape of your brow and you're not going too crazy, because there's one way to end up going out of the lines. So just be careful there. But if you want to go a little more aggressive, you want to go backwards on your brows to really get down to the skin and really deposit this pigment, this is a great product you can do that with. So that is my brows. They're on. Once my brows are on, I like to go back through with the spoolie. And this just kind of helps blend the product through my brows and make sure my brows are staying in place. So I'm going to pop off camera really quickly, and I'm going to tight line my upper lash line with a black eyeliner. I'm going to do my bottom waterline with a nude colored eyeliner. This one is from NYX. And then I'm going to put on some mascara. So I don't think you guys really have to watch that. I'll be back in a minute. And we're back. So I always like to apply the black liner to my top waterline because it'll make my lashes look thicker and fuller. And then I like to apply the nude liner to my bottom waterline because it's going to make the whites of my eyes look brighter, which makes you look healthier, and it's going to make your eyes just look bigger, brighter, and more open. And then of course you pop your mascara on to give you a nice luscious floatery lashes. The mascara I'm currently using is from Laura Geller, and it's called Lash Boss. So moving on to lips, I am going to be using a liquid liner for this look. I like to apply a little bit of chapstick first. So this is a little guy I got from the Dollar Tree. It's the Nerds chapstick in grape. Not that you gotta use that chapstick, but it tastes really good. And then the lipstick I'm going to be using is actually a sample I got from Ipsy, and it's the Meet Matte Hues. The color is in Committed, and it's like this little tiny cute bottle. I love it. I think it's so adorable. I'm just going to pop this on. I like this lipstick. I think it's very comfortable to wear. It does dry down to a matte, so it's, you know, can be a little bit drying. That's why I like to apply the lip gloss first, or chapstick rather, but it held up really well during the day. And then to finish this look off, we're going to go in with the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray. You guys, if you watched my empties, you know I really love the setting spray. I've gone through several bottles of it. The little nozzle here is fantastic for nice even mist. However, it stinks. It does not smell pleasant, but it works quite well. So this is it for my bridal look that I wore for my best friend's wedding. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you decide to recreate this look, go ahead and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your recreations, or just let me know in the comments down below what you think and if you've tried it. And I will leave all of the products listed down below that I used for this look. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.